having such technical difficulties lately with all the shit I'm trying to do. Fucking. Anyway. With, like, phone, computer stuff, and all this shit. Anyway. Fortnight of Terror. Day 2. I decided to watch a film by one of my personal favorite directors, Takashi Miike. The fucking thing is called Gozu, and I hadn't seen it until, this time. Like, I'm like a big fan of his films, but for some reason this one always just kind of slid past me. I don't know why. Like, it's been on like streaming services and like readily available and shit for like a long time, but I just never picked it up, right? And I hesitate to even call this one a fucking horror movie because it's so just fucking weird and goony. It's like, it's a horror movie in the way that, like, David Lynch movies are horror movies. Like, horrible shit happens and it's super uncomfortable, but it's not, like, structurally part of the horror genre, I guess. It's not like there's differences between, like, the way these guys do stuff, like, because they are, like, surrealists, like, both of them, But, like, and then they get lumped into the horror category a lot, which is weird. Because, okay, here's what Gozu is. There's two gangsters, right? Two Japanese gangsters and their buddies. Like, super close, gross buddies, like, fucking, like, telling each other all their, like, weird sex stuff and being spooky. Yeah, like that kind of buddy, like being spooky about each other's dicks and like fucking like giving each other underwear, like weird fucking shit. But this one gangster is crazy, right? Like super crazy. First scene of the movie, it establishes how crazy this guy is, right? Like he's paranoid or something because him and like all his little gangster buddies and like their fucking like mob boss or whatever, who's a motherfucker himself. This guy, I'll get to that in a minute, he's gross. But like everything about Takashi Miike movies are gross. Well, like all the ones I like anyway, or all the ones I've seen. He's done a whole lot of movies. He's done like 100 fucking things. And I've only seen like 7 of them, maybe. Right? He's like actually directed like a lot of anime and like a lot of weird shit like in Japan that I've never fucking seen. But anyway, so this gangster dude, right? He's like, he's super paranoid and delusional, and like they're hanging out in this weird bar and shit, and he sees this like tiny, like cute dog outside, and he gets it in his head that it's like a specially trained attack dog that's trained to kill yakuzas. And like, but before he says all this stuff, it's kind of cool because he says like a line that sets the entire tone for the movie, because this movie is goofy as shit. Like, it's horrific and like real goony as well, which is very cool. But he's like, everything I'm about to tell you is a joke. I don't take any of this shit seriously, right? And he tells that to his boss. And then he starts fucking freaking out, talking about this, like, evil attack dog and stuff that's out there ready to get him. So he goes out there and he beats the shit out of this dog, like, this tiny dog. Well, it's like, owners are all screaming and, like, freaking out. He just fucking starts trouncing this dog because he thinks it's like some killer assassin dog that's out to get him. And he fucking throws it against the window of this restaurant. It just bounces off. And, like, one of the coolest shots in the movie, which is it also sets, like, the tone for, like, a lot of the visual motifs and a lot of, like, the weird shit that goes on later with, like, different, like, personalities and stuff like that, is, like, the blood from the dog, like, drips down, and, like, there's this shot of he's, like, fucking, like, full, like, in the screen, making this crazy face, and, like, the blood bisects his face. It looks awesome. It's really well composed. And, like, I'm going to try not to spoil this movie for the people who haven't seen it, because, like, I don't know, you could easily make this your first Takashi Miike movie and be, like, totally fine with it. Like, my first was Battle Royale, I think, which is awesome, but not, like, anywhere close to being on the same fucking lines as this. But anyway, okay. So I'm gonna try not to do my normal thing and fucking spoil shit. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna cough like crazy because I'm super professional about everything. But yeah. So the boss decides to kill this guy, right? Because he's just fucking crazy, you know. So he goes on a road trip with his brother, and his brother, they call each other brothers because they have that like weird filial gangster shit they do in movies like this. But it's the other gangster, it's his friend. So they fucking go on this weird road trip to and he's taking him to a Yakuza junkyard, I guess is what it is, where like they kill people and then like they dispose of the bodies like it's cars and shit. So he's taking him there, and they're talking about a whole bunch of weird shit, you know, just doing the whole fucking creepy Takashi Miike 9 yards. And the guy gets convinced that there's like an evil car following him. So he fucking, it's the same crazy gangster. So he stops the car and he fucking gets out. And like he gets his gun and shit, and it's like super dramatic. He like jumps over the car and like takes cover, and everybody's all freaking out. He's like, "That is a highly trained like driver who's ready to kill us." And he goes up to the car, and of course it's just like some fucking lady in it, right? And so he like points his gun at her, and the other like more normal gangster runs up and stops him, and he ends up shooting himself, right? So that lady drives away, and she drives away in reverse the entire scene. It's awesome. It's like 2 minutes of this car just driving up a hill in reverse while this guy's just freaking out in a field. Anyway, so he takes his fucking friend's body and like brings it to this town, right? And this is when shit starts getting weird because he gets out of the car at this fucking like weird cafe, and this is where shit starts getting like a little David Lynch. It kind of reminded me of like Wild at Heart, like all the weird fucking people they meet, like at that hotel, you know, because like there's this guy just sitting there talking about like the weather, and he's like, yesterday was hot, and today isn't so hot, and he's talking about like, you know, yesterday was shorts weather, you know, and today is not, and that's like all he's doing on the phone. He's got like a giant roll of coins there to just fucking like talk on the phone with, you know, because this came up before cell phones. Kind of, I think, were a big deal. I'm pretty sure this was. Now I can't remember what year this came out, and of course I didn't look it up, but I'm shooting this on my phone, so I'm fucked there. But yeah. So he goes into this fucking restaurant with all these weird motherfuckers, and they give him chicken porridge or whatever, like as complimentary for his coffee and shit. And like he looks out the window and his fucking friend's body's gone because he just propped it up in the back seat like he was like riding, you know, and still alive. So it becomes like his mission to like find this body and take it to the fucking graveyard before they get caught for murder. Like it kind of ceases to matter what's going on in this movie like after a while, because like he goes to this town where the junkyard is and shit. He meets this guy who says he's got like a pigment problem on his face, but it's obviously just makeup, you know, like super obviously. And he's just looking at porno in a field and like drinking coffee out of a thermos, and it turns out like he's part of gangsters. Most of the people in this movie are part of gangsters, and they end up in this weird inn with like a woman who's constantly lactating and like some fucking like weird guy that like run it, and all this spooky shit starts happening. You know, like she tries to do them. They have like a weird little like a hot spring like bath like set up in there, and he's trying to go in there, and like she goes in there as well, and she's being all spooky and shit like that and talking about her tits, and then, you know, all this just weird shit happens. He starts having dreams about like his fucking friend or whatever. And, like, he'll wake up, and, like, his friend, like, gives him some underwear in the dream. It was, like, a present for, like, a girl or whatever. And, like, he wakes up, and it's, like, in his hand. Kind of like, similar to, like, the, like, in Twin Peaks, when, like, Agent Cooper has that dream about the giant, and he, like, and his ring, like, disappears and shit. It's similar shit. Like, this is, like, a lynchy-ass movie. You know, it's pretty good. But, yeah, all this gross shit starts happening. Like, they do, like, a seance at one point, trying to find the guy's body. Like, they fucking, like, try to summon a spirit called Mr. Amore. By, like, fucking, like, and it's this lady that runs the fucking thing, and it's like, she's just beating her brother with, like, a riding crop and, like, trying to make him summon Mr. Amore. And it's not working, and, like, he has this fucking other dream about, like, a guy with a cow head, like, licking his face and shit like that, and fucking he ends up going to the, like, finding the junkyard of gangsters or whatever, and, like, it turns out that they got the guy's body and they crushed it, and they have, like, because, you know, like, Japanese gangsters or whatever, they have those elaborate tattoos and shit on their back, like, they've been, like, skinning these guys and, like, freeze-drying their tattoos in this freezer. So it's, like, but it's, like, super, it's not gross, it's, like, super cartoony. It's just, like, they're just, like, it's just, like, fucking, like, weird, like, stiff, like, kind of plasticky-looking human skin, like, on this, like, on, like, a, kind of, like, one of those, kind of remind me of one of those, like, dry cleaner, like, racks that go around like that, and he's like going through them, like looking for the right tattoo and stuff. And then it just gets weird after there. It gets real weird because this lady shows up and she claims to be the guy who died, and then they end up, because one of the goals of the crazy gangster who died was he wants to take over, like, the syndicate or whatever, because his boss he's kind of a fuck up, and he's, like, real gross. Like, he's a super old guy, and he loves the fucking lady, like, really hard, right? Like, he just loves to fuck. But, like, the only way he can get it up is the only way he can get hard is, like, he takes these giant, like, metal fucking soup ladles and, like, sticks them in his ass. And, like, that's the only way you can fuck at all. Like, I guess that's just his weird fetish. And he keeps them in his house in these model volcanoes. It's fucking insane. I love this movie, man. It's so weird. But, like, yeah, and then a whole bunch of shit happens with the crime boss and the lady, and then I can't spoil the rest of the movie because, like, the end actually came as a shock to me. I had no idea what the fuck was going on, man. So, but I totally recommend this one, even though I wouldn't precisely. It's like it's a horror movie, I guess, but it's not like a horror movie. So, you know, it still counts as the Days of Terror, the fucking Fortnight of Terror. You can still watch this, like, on the Halloween season and have it be on point. It's very cool. So, yeah, if you're looking for other Takahashi Miike films that are actually horror, I'm thinking, like, the only one I've seen that's, like, really horror is called Audition. And, that one's good. But it's very, like, kind of torture porny, you know, like, but it's cool, though. Like, a lot of his movies have a lot of, like, pretty much all the movies he's done that I've seen have just, like, really extreme violence and, like, uncomfortable sexuality. You know, so very cool. Even Graveyard of Honor, which is, like, pretty much straight up gangster movie, has all that shit. But, like, yeah, man, I would definitely recommend Gozu if, you know, you're into something a little weirder fare this holiday season. Fucking go to that. And I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of the Fortnight of Terror. Still no intro, though. I don't know when I'm going to get around to that. Whatever. I'm sure you guys don't care. I mean, it's fine.